In problem 1, one of my students thought that in order to compare these digits within the numbers, we should move them from left to right. We should move the decimals and the numbers from left to right. Pay attention to a very important thing before comparing numbers. You need to make sure that the number of digits of the whole number part is equal. In this case, start the comparison from the larger place value. Each whole number has 2 digits in the whole part. Let's check. That's correct. So we will compare from left to right. Therefore, you can see that the digit 3 is greater than 2. Let's write this. So the digit 3 is greater than 2, which means that 30.2 is greater than 29.9 hundredths. In problem 2, another one of my students decided to use the place value chart to compare between the two numbers. Let's head to the place value chart and check the answers. Let's write the two numbers. We have 36.5 and 35.6. After my student was sure that the number of digits in the whole number part of the two numbers is equal, as you can see, the first 2 digits in both numbers are equal to 3. Let's have a look at the next 2 numbers. We have 5 and 6. So that means that 36.5 is greater than 35.6. Let's write this down. We have 36.5 and we have 35.6. It's so clear that 35.6 is greater. Now let's solve question 3. We will write the 2 digits in the chart. We have 40.5 and 41.0. Now you will notice that the tens are equal. Let's check 4 and 4. However, the ones are different. The second number has 1 in the ones place, and this means it is greater than 0. What is in the ones place here? It's 0. Now let's write the 2 numbers and compare. I have 40.5 and I have 41.0. So of course 41 is greater. In problem 4, the numbers 35.2 and 34.7. The tens are equal in both numbers. However, the first number has 5 in the ones place, which makes it greater than the second number. Let's write it down together. We have here 35.0 and we have 0.2 and we have 34.7 and the 35 is greater. Now in problem 5, the numbers are 38.80 and 38.8. Let's write them down. So we have 38.80 and 38.8. We are going to check when we compare whether the digits from left to right are in the right place in the place value chart. Let's check. We have 38.80, 38.8. They have the same value. Why? Because the only difference is the 0 at the end of this number. I'm sure you remember that if you have 0 at the last digit, to the right of the 10th digit, it doesn't change the value of the number. So in this case, the two numbers are equal. By that, we have used the comparison strategies of comparing decimals to tenths places. Now we will move to build. Let's gain more information about comparing decimals to the thousands place. First of all, let me ask you a question. If you are going to compare between two values, let's write these two numbers together. What do I have? I have 34.399 thousandths, and I have 34.400 thousandths. What's the best strategy to compare between them? It is better to keep them side by side or vertically. What do you think? Let's see what my students and how they answered.
When comparing, I always solve vertically because the same place value of each number is under each other. So the digits in the tens place are under each other, and so are the digits in the ones place, and so on. This makes it easy for us to compare because sometimes we mix things when the numbers are next to each other.
When I asked my students, most of them answered the same thing, which is it's better to keep them in a vertical order, as the place values of the numbers are on top of each other, which means that the tens, ones, and so on are under each other. Let's write them down in that way. So what do we have? 34.399 hundredths, and we have 34.400 thousandths. For both, it's thousands. Now, we are going to compare them and check that this number is bigger. So, if the numbers are side by side, it might be a little bit confusing. So, in order to compare, it's always better to put them in the vertical place. Now, the larger value will be the tens value here, which is equal to the digit 4. Furthermore, you can look at the whole number at once. Both of the whole numbers here are 34. However, when you compare between the 10th digit, as we said and mentioned earlier, you're going to find that the different numbers are 4 and 3. This means that the number 34.400 thousandths is greater than the other number. Now, if the number changed into 34.4 instead, do you think it will still be greater than 34.399 thousandths? What do you think? That's right, exactly. The number is still greater than the other one. Therefore, no matter how many numbers come after the 4 in the 10th place, 34.4 will still be greater than 34.399 thousandths. Why? Because hundredths and thousands are smaller than the tenths.
تقدر تتابع كل دروسك على تطبيق مدرستنا بلس. مدرستنا، المستقبل يبدأ الآن.